In the dead of night, a secret email lands Zac Lomax, NRL's lightning-fast winger, plotting a daring escape from his ironclad contract. But as the clock ticks toward the 2026 season, a hidden clause explodes into view, threatening to bench him forever. Smash that like button and subscribe to all sports updates right now. Your front row seat to sports drama. Zac Lomax burst onto the NRL scene like a thunderclap, his speed and flair turning heads from the moment he debuted with the St. George Illawarra Dragons in 2018. At just 18, he was raw talent personified, dodging defenders with the grace of a panther and scoring tries that left crowds roaring. Over the years, he honed his skills, becoming a staple in the NSW Blues lineup and even earning caps for Australia. His aerial prowess and defensive reads made him a coach's dream, but beneath the glory simmered unrest. By 2024, whispers of dissatisfaction at the Dragons grew louder: contract disputes, positional shifts from centre to wing, and a desire for a fresh start. That's when Parramatta Eels swooped in, offering a lucrative 4-year deal starting in 2025, worth millions, promising stability and a shot at premiership glory. Lomax signed on, eyes gleaming with ambition, packing his bags for the blue and gold. His first season with the Eels showed flashes of brilliance: 15 tries, countless meters gained, and a partnership with wingers that terrorized oppositions. Yet, as the off-season loomed in late 2025, cracks appeared. Lomax, seeking new horizons, requested a release. The Eels, reluctant but pragmatic, granted it but with strings attached. The conditional clause was a masterstroke of contractual cunning. Lomax could chase opportunities in other codes, like rugby union, but any return to NRL required their explicit nod until 2028. It seemed fair, a safety net for the club against losing a star without compensation. Lomax nodded, envisioning a bold pivot to the Rebel Rugby League R360 competition, a breakaway venture promising global stardom. But fate twisted the knife. R360's launch delayed to 2028, leaving Lomax in limbo, his rugby dreams deferred. Frustration mounted as he trained alone, his body primed but his future foggy. Enter the Melbourne Storm, NRL's powerhouse, sniffing opportunity. With Ryan Papenhuyzen's shock departure to Europe, Nelson Asofa-Solomon's retirement whispers, and Jonah Pize's trade, the Storm had cap space burning a hole in their pocket. They courted Lomax discreetly, painting visions of purple jerseys, Craig Bellamy's tactical genius, and a backline alongside stars like Jahrome Hughes. Lomax bit, his heart set on the Victorian vibes and a chance to reinvent. But the Eels' clause loomed like a storm cloud, blocking the path. Desperation bred action. Lomax dialed up Ramy Qutami, the legal eagle who had battled giants before. Qutami, fresh from victories for Israel Folau against Rugby Australia, where he secured a multi-million-dollar settlement over wrongful termination, and aiding Jahrome Hughes in appeals, plus Francis Molo's contract woes. This wasn't just any lawyer, this was a warrior in pinstripes, known for dissecting clauses with surgical precision. Lomax's camp argued changed circumstances. The R360 delay rendered the conditional release unfair, a restraint of trade that chained a player in his prime. Tensions escalated as emails flew between lawyers, the NRL watching from the sidelines, ready to mediate. Fans buzzed on social media, debates raging: was Lomax ungrateful, or was the system rigged? The Eels dug in, their CEO declaring no unconditional release, protecting their investment. As January 2026 dawned, the standoff intensified, with potential arbitration looming. If Lomax wins, he storms into Melbourne, boosting their attack and eyeing finals. Lose, and he's sidelined, his career potentially derailed until 2028. This isn't just a contract squabble, it's a test of player power versus club control, echoing past NRL battles like Sonny Bill Williams' infamous walkout. Lomax, training relentlessly in Sydney's humid gyms, visualizes the breakthrough, his resolve stealing. The legal briefs pile up, each page a step toward freedom or frustration. Storm fans hold their breath, imagining Lomax's intercepts turning games. Eel supporters seethe, loyal to their club's stance. The ripple effects? Other players eyeing exits, contracts rewritten with ironclad terms. NRL's integrity on the line, balancing fairness with business. Lomax's story grips like a thriller, every court mention a plot twist. Will he break free, or remain bound? The answer could reshape Rugby League's landscape. The legal arena heats up as Qutami unleashes his arsenal, poring over the fine print of Lomax's deal. Flashback to November 2025, Lomax in a dimly lit boardroom, pen in hand, signing the release with a mix of relief and uncertainty. He envisioned rugby fields abroad, perhaps Japan or France, but R360's allure was strongest, a league unbound by traditions, offering salaries that dwarfed NRL caps. Promoters hyped it as the future, with global tours and star-studded rosters. Lomax, inspired by cross-code legends like Israel Folau, saw it as his evolution. But delays hit hard, funding hiccups, venue issues, regulatory hurdles pushing kickoff to 2028. Lomax, back in Australia, felt the void: no team, no games, just endless speculation. His agent fielded calls, but the clause handcuffed options. Then, a clandestine meeting with Storm officials in a Melbourne cafe, away from prying eyes. Bellamy himself outlined a vision: Lomax as the X-factor in a rebuilt backline, complementing Harry Grant's hooks and Munster's magic. The Storm's culture of excellence appealed, a far cry from Parramatta's rebuild struggles. Salary talks whispered 7 figures annually, with bonuses for tries and wins. Lomax's pulse raced: this was home, NRL his true love. But the Eels' veto power loomed, a ghost from the past. Qutami stepped in, his track record a beacon. Folau's case, where religious freedom clashed with codes of conduct, ending in victory. Haynes' appeals navigating assault charges, Mollo's suspension reductions. Strategy formed, claimed the conditional release as unconscionable, arguing the R360 delay constitutes unforeseen change, breaching fair trade principles under Australian law. Precedents cited from sports law, like AFL's player movements. The NRL Players Association hovered, ready to back Lomax if it sets positive precedents. Eels countered fiercely, their legal team emphasizing mutual agreement. Lomax knew the risks. Public statements flew, Eels' statement cold and firm: we stand by our position. Lomax's side leaked hints of compromise, offers rejected. Media frenzy ensued, podcasts dissecting clauses, ex-players weighing in, some calling Lomax a mercenary, others a victim of rigid systems. Social media polls swung wildly, Storm fans campaigning #free Lomax. As days ticked by, training montages surfaced, Lomax sprinting beaches, lifting weights, his eyes fierce. Personal stakes hide family in NSW, but Melbourne's lifestyle beckoned. Implications broader: if successful, floodgates open for player mobility; fail, and clubs tighten grips. Tension peaks at potential NRL headquarters mediation, where suits clash over coffee. Surprise element: whispers of a buyout clause activation, but Eels demand steep compensation. Lomax's resilience shines, drawing from past injuries: a broken thumb in 2023, shoulder surgery in 2024, battles that forge his grit. This legal fight, though, tests mind over muscle. Storm prepare contingencies, eyeing other wingers, but Lomax remains priority. The saga unfolds like a courtroom drama, each revelation a gasp. Will justice serve the player, or uphold the contract? The NRL world waits, breath bated. All sports updates. Surprise strikes as insider leaks reveal a potential settlement twist, but only if Lomax concedes partial payout to Eels. Rewind to Lomax's Eels tenure, arriving amid fanfare, his debut try against the Roosters electrifying CommBank Stadium. Teammates lauded his work ethic, coaches praised his versatility. Yet, underlying tensions, positional preferences, team dynamics fueled his exit desire. The conditional release, crafted in heated negotiations, seemed a win-win. Eels freed cap space, Lomax chased dreams. But R360's stumble, announced in December 2025, shattered illusions. Promoters cited economic shifts, investor pullouts, the domino effect leaving players like Lomax adrift. He explored Super Rugby options, but heart stayed in league. Storm's approach was strategic: post-2025 finals loss, rebuild mode activated. Departures created voids: Papenhuyzen to French rugby, Asafa Solomona to boxing pursuits, Pise to Titans for opportunity. Cap relief: $2 million freed, perfect for Lomax's caliber. Informal talks evolved to intent letters, but legal hurdles halted. Qutami's involvement amps drama: his Folau win, securing $4 million plus apologies, proves prowess. Case built on equity, delay equates to hardship, clause punitive. Eels argue estoppel, Lomax accepted terms knowingly. NRL CEO steps in subtly, urging resolution for league's image. Fan reactions polarize, Eels faithful decry betrayal, Storm supporters celebrate potential firepower. Lomax's social media silent, but training vids show determination. Personal narrative deepens, from Wollongong roots, junior reps, to NRL stardom, a journey of perseverance. This hurdle, perhaps the biggest, could define legacy. If released, Storm debut imagined, round 1 against Rabbitohs, Lomax intercepting 480-meter try. Eels loss stings, but business is business. Broader NRL context, rising player empowerment, post-COVID contract flexibility debates. Similar cases: the Dockers Bulldogs move, Hunt's Dragons saga inform arguments. Legal timeline, possible federal court if mediation fails, delaying 2026 start. Surprise affidavit from R360XX confirming delays could sway. Lomax's camp optimistic, Qutami's confidence infectious. As January chill sets in, resolution nears or escalates. This tale captivates, blending sport, law, ambition. The climax approaches, arbitration date set for late January 2026, stakes sky high. Lomax envisions Storm purple, but shadows of 2028 exile haunt. Background enriches, Dragons days, 128 games, 52 tries foundation of fame. Eels stint, 22 appearances, leadership hints. Release rationale, burnout whispers, code switch curiosity, R360 vision, hybrid rules, international appeal but reality bit. Storm allure, Bellamy's mentorship, premiership pedigree, 3 titles in decade. Roster fit, alongside Coates, Meany lethal wings. Legal battles undercurrents, potential NRL rule tweaks post-case. Qutami's strategy, subpoena communications, prove bad faith. Eels defense, clause protects integrity. Public pressure mounts, petition circulate. Lomax's mindset, meditation, visualization tools from past slumps. Family support pivotal, partners encouragement key. Surprise revelation, prior Eels offer to rescind release rejected by Lomax. Now, regret fuels fight. Implications, win boosts player rights, lose reinforces club power. NRL ecosystem watches agents advising caution on conditionals. Storytelling arc peaks, hero's journey from contract chains to potential triumph. Will Lomax soar with Storm, or remain grounded? The verdict looms, hearts pounding. All sports updates.